Welcome to another audiovisual series of teaching practice and manuals specially packaged for University of Ibadan distance learning students preparing to proceed on a 6-week teaching practice. The title of this module is Teaching Code and Ethics, prepared by Dr. G. A. Adelodun from the Department of Special Education, University of Ibadan, Ibadan, Nigeria. Let me start this module with this assertion that teachers with a high level of moral professionalism have a deep obligation to help students learn. Once again, welcome as I take you through this module, Teaching Code and Ethics. Introduction. According to Winnie 2005, teachers with that sense of obligation demonstrate their moral professionalism by considering the following 4 major points and putting up their best in them: punctuality, school teaching program, school discipline, and dress code. Having highlighted the 4 major points, efforts will now be made to discuss them one after the other, stressing things that are expected of teachers on teaching practice under each point. Punctuality. Teachers on teaching practice are to report punctually by 7:45 a.m. and remain in school till closing time, which is 2 p.m., irrespective of whether they have lessons or not. Moreover, absence from school for any urgent reason should be promptly reported to the school's authority where the teaching practice exercise is being held. The same message should also be sent to the teaching practice coordinator. School teaching program. No student can be withdrawn from e-school nor any change allowed except through the permission of the faculty teaching practice committee. Next is about the lesson note. This should be prepared in duplicate form for each lesson and for this purpose. The Faculty of Education has been magnanimous enough to prepare a booklet for teaching practice. This can be downloaded from the school's website on www.dlc.ui.edu.ng. The lesson note prepared should be checked with the appropriate partnership teacher in the same school of practice. Failure to present lesson notes attracts repetition of the year's teaching practice. You should take active part in every activity of the school. Indeed, student teachers should participate in every co-curricular activity in the school. Some students on teaching practice only go to school whenever they have periods to teach. For instance, if some of them have the first lesson by 10 a.m., you will not see such students in the school until around 9:55 a.m. when the first lesson is about to commence. They also go away from school as soon as they finish teaching the last period of the day. The implication of this is that such student teachers do not go to school any day they do not have lesson to teach. The truth of the matter is that every student on teaching practice should be in school from 7:45 a.m. till 2 p.m. every day and should take part in every activity. At times, they do have literary and debating program. When this is the case, every one of you must participate fully. You must also participate in sporting activities. School discipline. You are expected to subject yourself to the authority of the school of practice. To this end, all manner of insubordination or acts of rudeness will not be condoled. Reported acts of insubordination attract a repetition of the year's teaching practice. Again, You should not be found aiding or abetting students in relation to examination malpractices. Sanctity of exam questions and tests, as well as awarding or rewarding the marks, must be maintained. These offences attract repetition of the year's teaching practice. It must also be stressed that students on teaching practice should not be involved in immoral dealings with students in whatever manner or form. This will attract a penalty of repetition and possible appearance before the university SDC. You should not levy students under any circumstances. Students should not be asked to pay for anything. Selling of handouts and any material prepared by the student teacher is totally prohibited. Furthermore, administration of corporal punishment should be referred to the school authority. It is very unethical for you as a student teacher to take it upon yourself to punish students. This is the exclusive right of the school's authority. It is not impossible for some students to annoy or provoke you. When this happens, you should make a report to the school principal or vice principal, who knows what to do to the erring student. Under no circumstance must any student teacher use cane to punish the students. Student teacher should not deal or hold any school property during and after the teaching practice. For example, if you borrow textbooks from the school library, you should endeavor to return them before the expiration of your teaching practice exercise. Dress code. Your dressing should be formal. Male students should appear in shirts properly tucked into trousers, with or without tie. Female student teacher should be in decent gowns or skirt suits, not transparent and not exposing any part of the body. Footwear should be buckled, laced, sandals and shoes for both sexes. Female students are allowed to put on only simple earrings and necklaces. No male student teacher is allowed to put on earrings. Hairstyles of both male and female student teacher should be decent and moderate. With this, we have come to the end of this module titled Teaching Code and Ethics. It was prepared by Dr. G.A. Adelodun from the Department of Special Education, University of Ibadan, Ibadan, Nigeria. This has been a production of the Distance Learning Center, University of Ibadan. Thank you for your patience.